big update on a story that we brought you before. Okay, you remember Kamala Harris was supposed to do this big View interview. She doesn't talk to press that often because it doesn't really go that well when she usually does. So this was a big deal. It was billed in advance. The View was really touting, etc. So comes to showtime, and they're halfway through the show. They are just about to bring out the vice president, and suddenly there's a kind of a strangeness on set. And they actually tell to Anna Navarro and Sunny Hostin that they have to leave. And it turns out that they have received a positive COVID test.
Yes.
Again, so there's a lot of strangeness here because you're like, wouldn't you have tested before the middle of the show? Like, wouldn't you have had this figured out, right? And then we learn after the fact from some reporting from, I think, the Daily Beast and a couple other outlets that the vice president's office is extremely pissed off because they were told the night before their requirement was that everybody involved would be PCR tested. That's a gold standard test. The night before, they were given the all clear. Everybody's tested, everybody's negative. And so they're like, what the hell happened? And then after being told mid-show that they're positive for COVID, Anna and Sunny both take like a million other COVID tests and they're all negative. So it's a false positive, which on a PCR test is incredibly...
Yeah, you went through the data. This is incredibly rare.
It basically doesn't happen. Yes. Okay, so something happened. There was some screw up or potential plot. I don't know. But this did not go smoothly and there were a lot of unanswered questions and the vice president's office even was never able to get satisfaction.
Yeah, they still don't have an answer.
About what the hell happened here.
Well, allegedly they don't have an answer.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Put that out there as well. So here's the latest. Let's throw this tear sheet up on the screen. Somebody had to take the fall, and so who did they pick but their nurse? They're on
Nurse
staff.
Wendy.
Nurse Wendy. The View ditched its hero nurse after Kamala Harris COVID chaos. The registered nurse was once touted as the talk show's own Florence Nightingale, but apparently she had to take the fall for last month's on-air testing meltdown. Here's a little bit from that piece. They say multiple people familiar with the matter told the Daily Beast that following the on-air fiasco last month, the daytime talk show ditched its health and safety manager. Her name is Wendy Livingston, whom the program affectionately referred to as Nurse Wendy and once labeled a health care hero during an effusive tribute. ABC says Wendy has not been fired. She remains a part of the health and safety team supporting testing and vaccine verification. So what that seems to indicate is that they've taken her out of that role.
She doesn't work for the show anymore.
She's been, significantly demoted. So they decided to take this like working class nurse, registered nurse, and make her the fall guy for their whole disastrous situation and whatever happened.
Yeah, and look, you raised a lot of questions in that monologue, which is that PCR false negatives almost so never happen. Also, very convenient that Kamala just didn't have to do the interview. Also, that she didn't have to do an interview with two of the people who might have asked her tough questions. Once again, then you come to the fact that there was this bizarre on-air apology from the executive producer of The View to them saying, hey, we're super sorry, and then everybody just dropped it. And look, it's a mighty fishy incident. These things generally don't happen. And then weeks later, the nurse somehow is the lady who takes the fall. And there was never an explanation around,
what happened?
The nurse screwed it up or whatever. If that was true, then they should have said so. They just quietly kind of take her off. She's the fall guy for all of this. And you found this. This is how they used to treat this nurse. This is how well they thought of her. Just to give you an idea of how her stature was within the team before she got canned, let's take a listen.
Your optimism, your kindness do not go unrecognized by those of us here at The View.
She is adorably kind, compassionate, and she's made me feel taken care of. And as a mama myself, that doesn't happen very often.
A very special thank you to Nurse Wendy for everything you've done to keep the View family safe and sound.
Thank you so much for all your incredible work and how amazing you are. We love you, and you have been absolutely integral to getting the ladies of The View through this time.
Thank you so much, Wendy, for keeping us safe this year. I have never had so many cotton swabs up my nose in my entire lifetime.
I don't think we could have gotten through this without her. She's been an enormous asset. She is our own Florence Nightingale.
Hey, Nurse Wendy, I just wanted to say, nurses rock. We love you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nurse Wendy,
our own Florence
our hero,
Nightingale.
our own Florence Nightingale.
I will say, of course, Florence Nightingale is sort of like founder, originator of the nursing profession, treating soldiers during the Crimean War, and it could be sort of a battlefield there with the ladies of the View, no doubt about it. But look, I think there's a larger metaphor here for the country when it benefited the View to hold her up. Oh, we love our essential workers. It's so amazing. Our own Florence Nightingale. You kept us safe, et cetera, et cetera. That's what they did when that was like, a good look for them. And then the minute it was inconvenient, they were happy to kick her to the curb and have her take the fall for whatever the hell happened there on that fateful day.
Very, very interesting what's happening here.
I want answers. That's the bottom line.
It still remains one of the most bizarre. I mean, look. They got huge ratings. They got a ton of media play out of this. Like, oh my God, they got pulled off live on the air. It was nuts, right? Yes. And then they're like, oh, it's a false positive, even though that almost never happens. And the vice president, doesn't do this interview with two of the people who might have asked her the toughest questions while they were there. It's a total fluff piece. And then they are completely freaked out about what's going on. Then they offer some, crazy apology, which doesn't make any sense. And now the nurse, who by their own estimation was, the hero, the Florence Nightingale, who manages the whole process, now she's taken off of the entire thing. Now, we don't know all the details, but I don't think we're getting the full story.
I'm Team Nurse Wendy. That's all I'm saying.
I'm Team Nurse Wendy too. I blame somebody much higher up.
Indeed.
So, there we go.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching.
That's right. Just as a reminder, you can become a premium subscriber today. Watch the full show completely uncut. Our reactions to each other's monologues. You get to listen to it. You get to ask us questions. All that good stuff. Link is right there in the description or at breakingpoints.com.
Best of all, great way to say screw you to the mainstream media.